Hello everyone, welcome back. This is the fifth training video about scientific reading with me, Hatice Bilgiçlim. Let's get going. This video is about the steps in post-reading. Here, we will look at the actions to do after you finish your reading. Once reading is complete, it is important to remember what you read so that you can use it for your next steps. If you document this, you can easily recall later and get back to it when you need it. The steps to do this are summarizing, synthesizing, filing, and then conducting your next steps. Summarizing is noting most important points, and most of us are very familiar with it. Synthesis, on the other hand, that can seem like a very scary word. All that means is putting down your understanding from the article using your own words. In general, synthesis is only done for deep reading. Summary and synthesis are primarily the comments and notes you already took during reading. And filing is copying them into a document. This can be a table in an Excel or Google Sheet, or it can be uploaded or written directly into a citation management software. There are many versions of them, and you can pick your favorite one to use. Filing prepares you for the last step in the process, which is to take the information from your reading and use it for your next step, which can be writing, presenting, or designing experiments. Now, let's look into details on how to summarize. Summarizing starts with identification of major points. What are the main takeaways after authors spent all the effort into researching this topic? In your summary, you can include details such as the names of the authors, the titles, as well as major points from the abstract and conclusions. The second component of summary is assessing the validity of the main finding in the article. This includes any questions that may still remain after you read and any gaps or limitations you found. Is it logical to claim the findings that they did? What are the gaps in the methods or data presented? These all form a foundation for you as a reader to make up your own decision, whether you can call their findings valid and trust them or not. Keep in mind, it is almost impossible to come across a perfectly complete research project. It is essential to note down any items that may limit the reliability or repeatability of the results. Any factor that may create bias on the results could be included as a limitation. For example, significant amount of missing data or small sample size. This is usually all you would need if you are reading for essentials. If you are doing deep reading and needing to synthesize, your summary will be a solid basis for that as well. Now, let's move on to synthesis. Synthesizing simply means putting your reading in a context. It is putting your understanding from this article in a relationship with other relevant information you have. Since synthesis is a detailed endeavor, it is usually only reserved for deep reading. The helpful questions to ask here are, what is the main finding? Why is this important? Why did the author research this? Is this a brand new finding? Is it similar to what you read in this topic so far? Is it in alignment with other authors and your own understanding of the topic? How is this finding going to inform your next steps? Write down your understanding in your own words, and you are done with synthesis. Okay, when you complete your summary and any synthesis, you will need to file. This will let you document your understanding and use it for your next step. Filing is saving the notes you took from your reading for future reference. You can use the same tool to file, whether you are doing reading for essentials or deep reading. The only difference is addition of synthesis into your summary sheet if you are doing deep reading. The choice of filing tool, such as an Excel or Google Sheet or a citation management software, is completely personal choice. The important point is the contents of the summary sheet. Next, let's review some examples of a summary sheet and get a better understanding on how to create them. All right, if you're reading for essentials, here is an example of a short summary sheet you can use. It includes the author, the journal or the book name, year of publication, the title, major notes from abstract or introduction, conclusions, and other sections if you read any other sections. Finally, you finish with any questions, gaps, or limitations. This should be sufficient for most of your reading projects. You can use as is, or you can modify this sheet for your own projects, because this one and other templates are available to you to download as part of this training. Now, if you're doing a deep reading, you can use what you see here for a more detailed summary. It includes the same fields as in the short sheet with 2 extra columns added. The first one is the synthesis column. You may also include a citation column. If you do it, it will help you to build your bibliography or reference list later. To give you an idea how a complete version of this may look, I took the example article in this training and prepared a detailed summary sheet. On this complete sheet, you can see it includes all the notes from the active reading earlier. Even though this summary sheet may look daunting with a lot of details here, if you did the reading interactively, you should be all ready to put all of your notes together on a spreadsheet. Then this becomes the simple act of copying and pasting what you already produced during reading into a new home, so that you can knock on the door later and call in whatever you would like to use for your next step. I have this sheet as a downloadable handout for your reference as well. You can look at it in detail later and use as an example for your own purposes. All right, with this, we covered all the steps in the actual reading process and completed the 5th video. This is work very well done. Congratulations on completing the fundamentals of scientific reading process. In the next video, we will improve your reading process even further with additional tips and tricks. See you in the next one.